Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy O.N.E once again bringing you 60 seconds of substance. Today we're coming out of the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verses 11 through 16. We're talking about Daniel in the lion's den. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. And they went before the king and spoke concerning the king's decree. Have you not signed a decree? Every man who petitions any god or man within 30 days, except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, The thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which does not alter. So they answered and said before the king, That Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, does not show due regard for you, O king, or for the decree that you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. And the king, when he heard these words, was greatly displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men approached the king, and said to the king, Know, O king, that it is the law of the Medes and the Persians that no decree or statute which the king establishes may be changed. So the king gave the command, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. But the king spoke, saying to Daniel, Your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you. This is when the satraps and the counselors and the administrators, they all plotted, knowing that Daniel was going to continue to make supplications to God 3 times a day, because that was his custom. That's what he did. And so they tricked Darius, King Darius, into signing a decree which would outlaw the fact that Daniel was going to continue to indulge in his faith. And so they are now pressuring King Darius to act on the statute that he signed into law, saying that, hey, that law can't be changed. And King Darius he felt duped, you know what I'm saying, because he cared for Daniel, and he believed Daniel was a good man, and he saw no fault in him. All right, but when he realized that he had to uphold the law, it's kind of like, for example, say you got a president, but you got all of these senators who's trying to persuade him in order to do their bidding. And once you get duped, you got to uphold whatever it is that you sign into a law. You can't go back and change it. But because he cared for Daniel and he believed in Daniel, even though he didn't serve the same God that Daniel served, notice that in verse 14 it says, And the king, when he heard these things, was greatly displeased. So it displeased him because he didn't want to see any harm come to Daniel. He labored till the sun went down, trying to figure out, how do I get Daniel out of this mess that I got persuaded into putting him in, right? And even though he couldn't do it, the last thing that he told Daniel was that, hey, God, whom you serve continually, will deliver you. And so the takeaway from the message today is, when you're favored by the Most High, even those who don't serve the same God you do, pray for your victory. That's your 60 seconds of substance. And remember, God is inspirational substance.